to be using for, for evangelism through drama. Now, first thing, whatever you are doing in life, number one thing is the motive. Why are we doing what we're doing? Our motive is to win souls. I hope that's our idea, to win souls for Christ. Some people's motive is to make money. Don't forget, we also have an industry in drama and film. And there you are in Europe, I'm talking about making money through movie making. And if you are doing missions, forget it. If you are doing mission, let souls excite you. So what excites us here, especially in Mozambique, is those testimonies that we hear and we see that God is doing through us. So the motive has to be right, and the motive should not be materialistic. The motive must be soul winning. The Bible says that winning soul is wise. What brought us to the ministry was not finance. We all had our jobs. The Lord called us to this ministry. So it was passion for souls, burden for the lost. And over there in Europe, wherever country God has given you, wherever you are placed, you must ask us, you must have burden for that country. There are various peculiarities. Maybe your own country, maybe you discover there are so many lesbianism going on in your country. Maybe yours is alcoholism. Maybe yours is idolatry. Maybe some people are practicing palmistry, astrology, soothsaying, mystical things. Maybe that's what is peculiar to your own country. So those things should give you burden. It should give you burden. So that's the first thing. You must have a burden. It's out of that burden that God can give you a message that, oh God, look at these people. Look at the way they are living. Lord, give me a burden. And after you have a burden, you need to ask also for the strategy. I'd like what Satan shared in the beginning. He said, different countries, different strategy. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever, but the strategies are not the same. When they were going to Ai, it's different from when they were going to Jericho. And it's different from when they faced the Midianites. Each battle, there is a different strategy. You need to ask God, how do I win? Your nature of message, the kind of message you are going to be preaching to these people, the kind of script you are going to be writing. You can't be writing from Nigerian concept, and you want to use it in Spain. You can't be coming from the French culture is different from the Italian culture. The Italian culture is different from the Russian culture. Everybody has his own peculiarities. So you have to look at, how do I reach? I've gone to some mission assignments in African countries, and I discovered that there are different peculiarities, there are different things. So I can't bring in the Nigerian culture into another culture. There's going to be crisis, because what they are going through, what you are going through in your country is strange. So you won't be able to read them. There'll be no connectivity there. So I use that to explain the motives. Then the second thing, which is very, very important for us, because as we learn these skills, as we learn the tips of making movies, here in the missionary approach, look at what I commend the effort of the Fatunsin for what God has been using them to do over there in Spain. In fact, making some, whatever you are doing in Europe, don't look at how little, don't compare how you left Nigeria and the number of people we used to have to what you have. If you have 3 people, wow, you have done well. Don't compare and say, oh, somebody has a crowd of 100. No. It's different. The ground of Europe is a different ground entirely. It's a different ground, and anyone breaking through that ground, giving a white man tracts in those days, he will never take it from you. Invite them to church, they will not come. But one thing I know is strong is entertainment. They love entertainment a lot. They love movies, they love going out, they love things. So thank God we're in the right way, just getting across to them. Now, one of the things that's going to help us is determination. This kind of ground we need determination. We need determination because it's an assignment that is not like the one we do in Nigeria. We need determination. Determination, I look at determination, a state of mind with a strong resolution to achieve an aim. You have a strong resolution to achieve an aim. In the book of Nehemiah, chapter 4, you will see that Nehemiah, from the book of Nehemiah, chapter 1, you discover that he had a burden to build the wall of Jerusalem. But in building it, there were a lot of strategies he needed to use. And the key word there in the Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 6, Nehemiah chapter 4, verse 6. So it said, we built the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof. But the people had a mind to work. That is a very critical thing. You must have a mind to work. You must have determination. You must have a strong determination. That was what helped my sister Toyi, while she was in Nigeria. She was so determined that come what may, this youth drama is going to work. So with determination, with all your energy put into it, all the people that helped Nehemiah to build the wall, you must have a sense of possibility. A determined heart does not look at impossibilities. A determined heart sees that this thing is going to work, because success begins from the spirit realm before it comes to the physical. You must be able to see that, yes, I'm going to break through this wall. I'm able to break through this wall. And of course, in winning nations, you need to first of all do a survey of the land. Do a survey of the land. Okay, these are the, because in warfare, one of the things you need to do, you need to size up your enemy. You need to size up your position. Look at the strength and their weaknesses. Then pray to the Lord for strategy. The second thing is commitment. We can't win the land without commitment. Our commitment is putting our effort, our time, and I know time is expensive in Europe. A lot of people have to do jobs, do 3 jobs, do 4 jobs, do 5 jobs put together. But in the midst of all this, anything you don't put your commitment into, it will be difficult for it to succeed. Filmmaking involves a lot of commitment. It involves your resources, it involves your time. Very, very important. Your time is very, very critical. You need to determine. One funny thing. As busy as people are, you discover that our people that are not believers, however how tight this is, they will still look, you will still see them, they will still go to parties. They will still go to pubs out of their hard time. They will still squeeze time because that is their evil passion that they have. The other point I want to talk about is resourcefulness. Resourcefulness. Resourcefulness means that you are bringing out something out of nothing. Having the ability, resourcefulness, having the ability to find quick and clever ways to overcome difficulties. Having the ability to find quick and clever solutions and ways to overcome difficulties. And that is, you need to be, when somebody is resourceful, when you say resourceful woman, with the small money you give to her, she will come up with something good. But you see some people, you don't give them heavy amount of money, they will not be able to come out with something. And you give excuses. Why did you not do it? They say there's no, why are you not shooting films in Europe? Oh, I can't afford the gadgets. Why are you not doing this? Because a resourceful person, he will come out with something. I commend my sister that doing one more time. She's been resourceful. She's been able to come out with something. I've seen people go to Europe. I've seen people who are there. There are enough excuses to discourage them. Oh, it's the weather. Oh, I don't have time. Oh, I don't have this. Even there in Nigeria, where we have the atmosphere for filmmaking, there are still people who are still not being able to do something. And some people have these white elephant projects. They believe, oh, we want to shoot in cellular. They want to shoot in this sophisticated car. They are still there till today. They've not been able to get to where they are. I tell people, even our Lord Jesus Christ was born in a manger. Where were the hospitals? Where are the sophisticated hospitals? So the way up is down. The Bible says a little there, a little here, a little there. So resourcefulness. A resourceful person is someone who is able to overcome any possible problem that arises. He trusts the Lord. He trusts the Lord to give him he or she wisdom to be able to overcome this particular challenge. So when we are going to filmmaking, it's a venture that is like you have to learn so many things. You don't have there's no money to be having sophisticated gadgets, but with what you have, with the little you have. And one of the things I keep telling people when it comes to film production is that for us as believers, the message is what matters. When we shot Agbára in 1993, we used the normal camera that people use for occasions at that time because that was what was around. And people were criticizing us at that time. Oh, these people, their production is poor, they are this and that. We kept moving. Oh, their production is poor, we kept moving. Look, we kept growing despite criticism. Criticism, you listen. You are a deaf man when they are saying, oh, the same people criticizing you, they are not there to support you. They are not there to give you anything, but you keep going, keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. So the resourcefulness. You could begin with a phone, maybe a phone that you're starting with. From there, you move to another phone. These are times when you need to give yourself to learn many things at once. Learn because you have to look at it. How do I achieve it? What's the simplest way to achieve what I want to achieve? And most of the time it leads me to another point, which is linked. And then we also tell you in the book of Proverbs chapter 24, It talks there that in verse, I think verse 3, say, we look at the three aspects: wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. There are three different things. You can use faith to receive great visions from the Lord, but you need, he said, with wisdom the house is built, with understanding it is established, but knowledge will fill the chambers. There are two, three different things. So under knowledge, under wisdom is what we call under wisdom is what we call this issue of resourcefulness. Another thing we call improvisation. Improvisation is very important in film production. Yeah, and that is also an aspect of wisdom. When you don't have in any profession, they teach you the ideal thing, and they will also tell you if this is not available, you can also improvise. Improvisation is critical in mission work. If this does not work, what else do we need to have? I want to show you a scripture that backs up improvisation. In the book of Judges chapter 15, Judges chapter 15, and verse 15, Judges 15, from verse 14. And when it came to Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him, and the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon him became as flax that was burnt with fire, and his band loosed them from his hands. And he found a new jawbone of an ass put forth in his hand, and he took it, and he slew 1,000 men therewith. And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, heaps upon heaps, with the jaw of an ass, have I slain 1,000 men. What are we talking about? Samson improvised. He needed to fight. There was no gun. There was no spear. There was nothing but a jawbone of an ass. And he picked up that and he used it. And with one jawbone of an ass, he killed 1,000 people. What is improvisation? He was able to use what was available. And what was available, the power of God backed it up. And it became, people have said, oh, I want to deal with these guys, but there is no equipment. There's no implement of war. So I'm incapacitated. What will now be the solution? You can't be fighting them one by one, but he needed something to use. So improvisation is the ability to use what you have at that time. So Samson improvised, and he achieved his aim. So I pray for you, God will give you strategy. What you need is not too far away from you. What you need is not too far away from you. Improvisation is very, very important. And the book of Proverbs 22:29 talks about diligence. It says, if you see a man diligent in his work, he will stand before kings and not before mere men. If you remember David was just playing the harp behind his house. We don't know who was listening. He was just there playing the harp. But a day came when Saul said we needed somebody to be playing an instrument when the evil spirit comes upon Saul. And somebody said, there is one boy. He's one of the sons of Jesse who plays the harp. Let's bring him in. And that was how David was able to come before the king. How was he able to make it? Because he was diligent. He was consistent in what he was doing. He was consistent in what he or she, he was consistent in what he was doing. So what I want to encourage us, as we learn all what we're going to be learning, the little tips, what I want to encourage us is that let us start. Don't despise what you have at the moment. Don't despise. In the book of Nehemiah chapter 4, if you have time, I want you to go and study that book. The book of Nehemiah chapter 4. And I want you to take this, very, very important. I think I will soon be leaving this place, Nehemiah chapter 4. There's something I want to show you there.
Sir, we can't hear you again, sir. Hallelujah. We'll just wait for the man of God to. Okay, yes. Yes, sir.
Yes. look down on you. They will say a lot of negative things about you. But a man of vision will continue. Your first script can never be your best script. Your first attempt can never be your best attempt. You have to keep on. You are always saying, for every Nehemiah, there's going to be a Sanballat and Tobiah. Somebody will sit down there and criticize you. Who will tell you, oh, what have they done? Look at the nonsense they've done. If you saw the first movie of Mosiah, you will laugh. It is not the beginning of the end. It's not closed forever. This movie, we call it Completed Forever. It was done in one funny place in LA. It was so bad, what those were catalysts that fired us up. From there, we started with what we had. And today, it's still progressing. If you don't rise, you can never. Says not by might, not by power, the Spirit of God, the passion of the Holy Spirit. When the Holy Spirit backs you, you take what is trying to become a problem. A lot of people are talking about the military. But the days of God, the angel is one of the directors of it. And we are looking at it over the entire day, and we are like, God was the one that lead on this thing. When God brings something, when the rod of Moses, when the handed people to God, it becomes the rod of God. When God brings something, it changes it from ordinary to extraordinary. That's not message. This is from the Holy Spirit. When God breathes on it, it becomes extraordinary. So the Bible says, you need by might. Might is necessary. You need might. You need all the souls. This is not by power energy. But when you think of what backs it, we don't believe the Spirit of God is not backing you. He can only say what is fantastic to God. Oh, fantastic, fantastic. But as if to feel like that's his only as if getting the broken hearted, as he said the captive free, as if God spoke to anybody. As what has he done? Just he done. After the word to go after your feelings, why is it different from what technicalities are good, but technicalities does not break yokes. Technicalities does not heal the broken heart. Technicalities are good. Look at some musicians. They do what they call a cappella, no equipment, no instrument, nothing. Get the voice. When God brings you upon the voice, and there was a music many years ago in the 80s. That music was the first in Britain. The best music. It was done by a group. How did they win? Can you imagine? The technicalities are going to back you up. The technicalities are going to back you up. I want to encourage us. Start something. Start with something. Be committed to that thing which what you are learning. Be committed to it because there is a purpose when you are doing.
It's like there is a phone vibrating behind you. It's affecting the. You can take it and off it. It won't affect.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So what I'm saying is that as I'm the Spirit of the living God, God is about to do something great. There's a big revival that is about to start in Europe, and it's going to start through drama. It's going to start through drama. Imagine when drama begins to short movies begin to come into our films and come on the social media. We begin to create an impact. Brethren, I'm beginning to see Italians. I'm talking of indigenous, Spanish.
Shalom.